So in previous class, we were discussing about data, and we discussed different kinds of data, their definitions, and basically four kinds of data we discussed, and they were nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio scaled variables, and some feature is written here, example, and the valid operation, and then transformation and some comments. So this table summarizes the whole discussion of the previous lecture class. And two more diagram you can take help to understand the whole summary of the last lecture. So this tabular representation will also help you. And one more, this diagram. Okay. So all the four kind of data have been shown here. What makes distinction among them, and what is the additional feature, and how one kind of data may take shape of other kind of data or not. How we go forward in this chapter, and we shall discuss basic, basic statistical description of data. Statistical description means basically statistics subject has been meant for study large number of data. Okay, so few definitions you already know in your school classes: average, then mean, median, mode, etc., and variance. Okay, so those definitions at that level you simply take care of the mathematical calculation form. But now you have to understand those definitions in somewhat more understandable, interpretable, okay, how reasoning can be incorporated and what is the inference, what is the purpose of all these definitions. So some simply arithmetic, yeah, calculation based definition is not sufficient to make data analysis or to have this data mining course. So we will try to understand first those definitions. So basic statistical description of data, here something is written: measures for central tendency, dispersion of data, and graphic display of basic statistical description. So we shall discuss basically these three. We have a very large number of data set, and we have to understand its behavior. So some central point we identify, just like when we have a circle. So center point is important, you know, it has equal distance from the circumference. But here we have large number of data. They are basically data values, and their occurrence can also be repeated. Some data may appear only one time, and some data may have its repeated appearance. Now we have to understand its behavior. So some central point, we say some important point. So we want to understand its behavior with respect to that central point. So here we analyze with respect to central point, that is a point where most of the data occurs. So here the definition of central point is where most of the data occurs. Okay, so we have three definitions: mean, median, mode, and mid-range. Now next is the dispersion of data. How are the data spread out? Dispersion you can understand just like when we spread a liquid on surface. Okay, and liquid or some water is spread or on surface, then we can understand how it is going or flowing on the surface. It may have different kind of shape. Now here similar kind of behavior we have to understand, but now we do not have such kind of liquid. we have data values. Okay. Again, some data have one value, some data item has several repeated existence. Now we have to understand that kind of behavior of dispersion. Okay, so the most common data dispersion measures by which we measure dispersion, they are range, quantile, interquantile range, 5 number summary, and box plot, variance, standard deviation. Few student might be knowing with this definition, variance and standard deviation. Now, those mathematical representation need to understand some other uh, way of reasoning or interpretability, etc. Then graphic display of basic statistical descriptions to understand visually inspect our data. You already know something that is described in words, and if we try to represent those description in some picture, and everybody will be agree that this picture you can retain for longer time in your memories. Okay, so when you see a movie, and equally instead of going through the movie, if the same story is read through text, so certainly picture has a lot of more information compared to simply reading text. So this quality all the human beings have, and we will try to represent data in pictorial form. Most of the statistical or graphical data presentation software packages include bar chart, pie chart, line graphs. Other popular display of data summaries and distributions include quantile plots, quantile plots, histograms, scatter plot, etc. Okay, so many things are there, but we will discuss very limited issues related here. Central tendency measure mean, median, mode, mid-range. So we have two kinds of mean. Mean simply arithmetic mean and weighted mean. So when we have few data values, we simply add those values and divided by the number of values. This is one definition, and it is shown here. And it is also called mean. Second, we have weighted mean. Suppose some data item has more important information compared to the other. So we want to say that this data has more weightage. Okay, so if such kind of data we have, then the mean is defined differently, and that is called weighted mean. So weighted mean is simply this equation. Here we multiply the weight of each individual data item value, W1x1, W2x2, and so on, and we divide by the weight, W1, W2 up to this. So in this way we have weighted average. Sometimes each value xi in set may be associated with a weight wi, where I varies from 1 to n. The weights reflect significance, importance, or occurrence frequency attached to their respective values. In this case, we can compute. Okay? So weighted arithmetic mean or weighted average. Now, major problem with the mean is what? Actually, when we take the mean of few data items, and the data items have values such that few values are very high or few values may be very low. So these two extreme values, they basically change the behavior of the all data. So we say the mean uh, significantly varies from its value if these two uh, extreme values are added or deleted. So it is sensitive to extreme, they are also called outliers values. If a mean salary of a company may be substantially, for example, mean salary of a company may be substantially pushed up by that of the few highly paid managers. Suppose there is a average or mean of salaries of 100 employees, some value is there. And all of a sudden, two, three managers join, and their salary is very high. So immediately, mean value will go up. Only just joining two or three or one, even one member also. So similarly, the mean score of a class in an examination could be pulled down quite a bit by a few very low scores. Similarly, in an examination, and suppose I have to compute the average marks or average number of the class. Okay, so if you student have low score, then immediately it will affect, and if you student have very high. So what happens here, to offset the effect caused by the small number of extreme values, we use trimmed mean, in which mean is obtained after topping off values at the high and low extreme. Meaning is that when we compute average, we say most of the things they are surrounding or they are around this mean value or average mark, etc. Now we want stability in that value. Okay, so we should avoid such kind of extreme values so that the mean will remain more stable. Now, question is that what is affecting the mean value? Simply knowing mean value of data values and to know which are affecting the mean seriously. Okay? So this information is new for you. So those values here we call extreme values. So we say the mean is sensitive to extreme values. And if we have to compute, so generally it is suggested those values may be kept out. Then we compute mean, and that mean we define as trimmed mean. Okay. Median, it is middle value. The data should be sorted in increasing order. And if there is an even number of observations, that is, suppose 12 values are there, the median is not unique. Okay, when even number of items are there, then midpoint will not be unique. So we take two values, it can be any value within two middle. So we take two middle point and we compute the average. So suppose 12 items are there, and we take mid two values and take the average of these two. And the numbers are odd, then there will be a unique mid value. Okay. So mid data we can identify easily, and even case we take the average. Mode, it refers the frequency, how frequently one data item is occurring in data set. Okay. So the mode for a data set of data is the value that occurs most frequently in the set. Therefore, it can be determined for qualitative and quantitative attributes. There can be more than one mode for a data set, right? So suppose data set with one, two, or three modes. Then we have the definition unimodal, bimodal, trimodal. Okay. In general data set, two or more modes we call multimodal. If each data value occurs only once, then there will be no mode. Now, you see, the purpose of mode is which data item is occurring more frequently. The purpose of median is which data item is midpoint or and the purpose of mean is to identify a central data around which most of the data are likely to occur or occurring. Okay, and it is sensitive to extreme values. Okay, and if data has different kind of importance or significance, then we take help of weighted average. Now, for unimodal numeric data that are moderately skewed asymmetrical, we have the following empirical relation. Roughly, if we have asymmetric data and it is unimodal, then this relationship exists. Mean minus mode approximately 3 multiplied by mean minus median. It is observed. Okay. So this implies that the mode for a unimodal frequency curve that are moderately skewed can easily be approximated if the mean and median values are known. Simple meaning. So the mid-range can also be used to assess the central tendency of numeric dataset. This is one more definition. So it is the average of the largest and smallest values of the dataset. So purpose is that these are the measures that we use central tendency of the dataset or the behavior of data around one central data. Now this is one more representation. When we have mean median mode, okay, at one point, so the data will be symmetric. Data set will have this. You see here mean median mode, and this is the data values. Okay, and here we have frequency plot occurrence. So the curve will be like this. If data this property is not existing, then the curve will be like this. So these two curves we call skewed data, and we call the data is symmetric here. And we have two definitions here: positively skewed and negatively skewed data. Okay. So in a unimodal frequency curve with respect to symmetric data, data distribution, the mean, median, mode are all at the same center value as shown in figure this one. Data in most real applications are not symmetric. Okay. In practice, we do not have this kind of symmetric data set. They may instead be either positively skewed, where the mode occurs at a value that is smaller than median. Okay, this mode value. This is the increasing. This on this x-axis we have increasing values of data. Okay. So mode is lesser than this. We have mode occurs at value that is smaller than the median, or in negatively skewed where mode occurs at the value greater than the median. This one. The same diagram is shown with better clarity, and different colors are shown here. So here mean median mode are at the same point. Here median is mode is at lower side, or this is the median, and here mode is at higher side. Same information. Now we come dispersion of data. How to measure the dispersion of data? So I will discuss from my notes first, then we will come back. So dispersion of data, we have measures to assess the dispersion or spread of numeric value on numeric data. So we have following these measures: range, quantile, quartile, percentile, and interquartile range. A 5-number summary which can display as a box plot is useful in identifying outliers. Variance and standard deviation also indicate the spread of data during data distribution. So now I go to, okay, I have also kept these notes on my home page. So measuring dispersion of data. So for measuring dispersion spread of numeric data, we have the following measures. Measure means by which we measure. Okay. So range, quantile, quartile, percentile, interquartile range, variance, standard deviation. Many students might be knowing this percentile word. Okay. It is used during the admission in several examinations. But simple definition of percentile is not sufficient here. We will discuss somewhat more detail. And this quantile, quartile definition will give you the inference about the percentile. So here we will have some detailed discussion, not simple definitions. And 5-number summary, in this summary is represented by box plot, is useful in detecting outliers. Let x1, x2 up to xn be set of data of numeric attribute x. X is one numeric attribute and it has several values. Okay, so they are shown x1, x2, xn. Range, difference between largest and smallest values. So range is difference between largest and smallest values, largest value minus smallest value. Now, quantiles, what is quantile? Okay. Quantiles are points or cut points, better to say cut point, or positions that divide dataset into equal size consecutive subsets. Data are arranged in increasing order of their value. Okay, ordered. And we divide this data set into several parts. And each part should have equal number of data items. So quantiles are cut points or positions that divide a data set into equal size consecutive data set. Now, suppose we have a data set and we divide into two parts. So one cut point is sufficient to divide data set into two parts. Okay. So one point will divide data set into two equal subsets. Similarly, 2 points will divide data set into three equal subsets. Okay, very simple to understand. Now, there are Q data sets. Okay, so we require Q minus 1 points that will divide data set into Q data, Q subset. You see here, two subsets we require, then we have one cut point, 1 point, and three subset we require, then we have two cut points, and n subset we require, then we have n minus 1 cut point. Similarly, Q subsets, number of subsets we require, then we require Q minus 1 point. Point is called quantile. Okay. Now we will discuss in detail. Data in data set up to the point is called quartile. Data up to the point of quantile are called quartile. Now this quartile, some kind of confusion will be in the beginning, and later on it will be clear to you. Two quartile, when we say two quartile, two quantile, it means there will be two equal subsets. Three quantile, that means three equal subset, and Q quantiles, that means Q equal subsets. Now first we will discuss this definition, then we will come back again to this definition after having so many examples and arguments. Okay, so in the beginning it will appear to you less understandable, but later it will be clear to you. Kth Q quantile. Data set have been divided into Q subsets, and we say each as quantile. And if I say kth Q quantile, I read it first, then we will come back. Kth Q quantile for a given data distribution is the value x such that at most Q divided by at most K divided by Q of the data values are less than X, and Q minus K divided by Q of the data values are more than X, where K is an integer such that K is less than Q and greater than 0. So there are K minus 1 Q quantile. Roughly we understand there is a data set and there is a value X such that several values are less than that values and several other values are greater than that value. So one part we call here Q minus K divided by Q, and other part we call here Q divided by K divided by Q. Okay. So when we say 100 quantile, this is called percentile. Basically, percentile is a word that is used in statistics. Okay, and it's mathematically one equivalent term that we use 100 quantiles. That means 100 equal subsets. Now you know the definition of percentile in your examination. Percentile, number of the student having lesser score than score of one student or yours, divided by total number of students multiplied by 100. So now percentile is what? Whether it is showing marks of the student. Percentile is indication position, not marks of the student. It refers your rank in examination. Okay, so percentile, the same thing we write in different way. Total number of students minus rank of the student. Okay, and divided by total number of students multiplied by 100. So here in this equation, this percentile is referring to one position, one rank, not indication of any kind of marks of the student. But later on we will also have, it is also one indication other that. So this definition most of the student might be already aware. Now when we write 95 percentile, right? So 95, so it is better to say 95th hundred quantile. So instead of saying 95 percentile, if I say 95th hundred quantile, that means 100 subjects are there and it is showing 95th one. Now how it is? So this is the 100, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 up to 100. Now how many cut points will be required? 99 cut points will make 100 parts or data set. In statistics, different terms are used for different equivalent. TH word you will see in a short while. So this percentile basically, or technically we can write 100 one time. Now in statistics and in English language, okay, terminology how it differs. In English language and statistics or statistical term, third, fourth, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, okay, 10th, 11th. So it is mathematically we use, okay. And in statistics, this third is, instead of saying third, we use the term tertile. For fourth, we have the term quartile. For sixth, we have sextile. For seventh, we have septile. For eighth, we have octile, nonile, decile. Okay. For 16, suboctile. 20th, presentile. 30th, centile. And for 100, we have percentile. And for thousands, we have percentile. Okay. So when we say percentile, that means 100th part we are referring. Okay. The percentile word they use very frequently in their actually each subject pupil, they have developed their own language. It is also called jargon. Jargon basically language used by specific subject person. So in the jargon of statistics, they use these words very frequently: fertile, quartile, sextile, septile, octile, and their meaning is basically third, fourth, fifth, this way. Okay. So when we say percentile, basically we use the word of statistics and its meaning is hundredth. Now you see, this is showing you 0, 1, 2, 3. So when we say 95 percentile, it is referring to what? This is 95. So all the data values here, they come before this one. Okay. So one definition we already have, 95 basically refers to one position. Now 95 percentile refers to a position or quantity. In a short while, we will see it is also referring quantity, but how it is. So 95 percentile refers to a position or quantity according to the definition. Now we come back to the definition. Okay. Kth Q quantile, 95th 100 quantile. I will show you the definition, then we will come back for easy understanding. Kth Q quantile for a given data distribution in the value distribution is the value x such that at most k divided by q of the data values are less than x and q minus k divided by q of the data values are more than x, where k is an integer such that k is greater than 0 less than q, and there are k minus 1 q 1 times. Okay, so and we say 95 percentile. So here kth q quantile. So kth means 95th. Q quantile we write 100 quantile. We have 100 parts. Okay. So when we say 9 kth q quantile, that means this is up to here q and this is kth. Okay. And here this is less than the values k minus k divided by q. Data values are below or less than this. And here q minus k divided by q data values are more than this value. Now here k equal to 95 and q equal to 100. So what will happen here? K divided by q, that means 95 divided by 100, and here q minus k divided by q, so 100 minus 95. Okay, it is 5 divided by 100. Now if we multiply these two values, okay, so we have the values in percentage. So this is 95% and this is 5%. Now, what is the interpretation? When we say 95 percentile refers to a position below this 95% lesser data values are given. When we say 95 percentile, one statement is it's a position below which 95% lesser data values appearing. So 95 percentile refers to position as well as it is also referring to what? That means the number of students in terms of percentage. This much number of percentage of the student or this much number of data values, percentage of the data value of the total values. They are appearing. So here 95% may be considered as quantity. So one is also referring to position, rank. At the same time, it is also referring to a quantity, the number of data values that belong to beginning from 0th percentile to 95th percentile. That means up to this 0th percentile to 95th percentile, this quantity. Quantity is number of data values, right? In examination, the number of students have lesser marks and the 100 total number of students appearing, and we can say it is position also. So in statistics, basically there are at least 4 definitions of percentile in statistics. And here when we say percentile refers to a position, it is correct. Percentile refers to percentage of the total data that are below the value of the percentile. Okay, that means it is also referring to a quantity. So there is no one standard definition of the percentile. But if you go to the literature of the statistics, they also have different context of using this percentile. But two definitions are from here. Okay, it is referring to position and it is referring to the percentage of the data items below the percentile value. So now if we try to understand whole discussion from technical aspect point of view, or in summary, what is important here from scientific study point of view? Data are ordered. Okay, they are arranged. Each data set contains equal number of data values. That means that subsets are of equal size data. Third, we need to think whether we want to address data point or data set. Okay, we want to refer to position or the number of data items, data set. Based on specific number of data sets that are from the that we form on division. Statisticians use different terminology. They have quartile, 3, quartile, 4, octile, okay, percentile. So after division, one subset we form, to that we say percentile, decile, etc. So you have to think which one is referring to a point or a interval or set. So 95 percentile means 95% of data are below. And here you will have 0th percentile, 25th percentile, 50th percentile, 75 percentile, 100 percentile. So 0th quartile means 0 quantile and 0 percentile. 1 quantile, 0.25 quantile, 25th percent. So here you see Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3 data values in increasing order, and we have this kind of representation. 4 quantile, 100 percentile, 3 quantile. So when we say 4 quantile, that means from this point to that means all data items. Okay. And when we say 3 quartile, that means from beginning up to this third. Okay, 75% of the data items. So percentile are measure used to indicate value below which given percentage of data in the group found. This is correct. Okay, a measure used to indicate a value below which a given percentage of data in the group falls. Or data values will be better. Okay. Therefore, median is a value of the quantile at probability value 0.5. A quartile is the value of the quantile with probabilities 0.255, 0.75. Quantiles give an indication of a distribution's center, spread, and shape. Okay. The first quartile, denoted by Q1, is the 25th percentile. It cuts off the lowest 25% of the data. The third quartile, denoted by Q3, is 75th percentile. It cuts off the lowest 75% or the highest 25% of the data. The second quartile is 50th percentile. It is median and it denotes the center of data distribution. The distance between Q1 and Q3 is a simple measure of spread that gives the range curved by the middle half of the data. This distance is called interquartile range. 25% number of data. Okay, this is up to from here up to this point Q1 25%, up to Q2 50%, 75%. Form data set will be of the same size. They have been given different names in statistics. depending on the number of points used in dividing data sets into subsets. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, this is up to q minus 1. That means there are q total number of data set. That's why you see we do not, we never had 100 percentile. Okay, so two quantile, two equal parts, four quantile, four equal parts, 100 equal parts, 95th percentile, 100 quantile. If a data set is divided into 100 equal parts, then in general, each part is called n quantile. Now we come to this repeated slide. Okay. Now, measuring the dispersion of data. So, quartile, outliers, box plot. Quartile, we have Q1, Q3, so 25th percentile and 75th percentile. Interquartile, IQR, this we discussed. Five number summary, five values we also use minimum value. Then first quartile, then median, then third quartile and maximum value. Box plot ends the box are the quartiles, median is marked, add whiskers and plot outliers individually. Outliers usually a value higher or lower than 1.5 interquartile range IQR. Variance and standard deviation. Okay, sample population. So this notation we have small s and this. So variance, algebraic or scalable computation. So this definition you see. Now you have to understand in somewhat more detail. Standard deviation is square root of this one. So I don't remember right now whether I have included these into slides or not. This is box plot. Okay, five number summary of distribution minimum Q1, median Q3. So we represent data values. So this is on this is the box plot representation. This is box. Here we have Q1 lower quartile Q1 and here Q3. This is median and this is the lowest and this is the highest. Okay, so in this way we represent. Data is represented with a box. The ends of the box are at the first and third quartile. Okay, this one first and this third. That means the highest of the box is interquartile Q1, Q3. The median is marked by a line within the box. See median. Whisker two lines outside the box extended to minimum and maximum value. This is minimum and maximum and minimum value. Outliers point beyond a specific outliers. Points beyond a specified outlier. Threshold plotted individually. Outlier threshold. Generally, statistics we have. This is showing you cost. Okay, and revenue and profit. Okay, cost, profit and revenue. And you see this red color, it is shown here. This red values, okay, they are basically revenue, and this profit blue color here are shown, and this green color is showing you cost, right? So you have to imagine in three-dimensional space, they are located how, right? So somebody want to study data of the revenue, cost, and profit, three dimensions, and this five-number summary of each. So this is one visual presentation of data they want to understand. So visualization of data dispersion 3D box plot. This is properties of normal distribution. Normal distribution is very frequently known for. But how the data are distributed? So the normal distribution curve from this mu to this one, to mu to this one contains about 68% of data. Measurement mu mean, and this is standard deviation. Suppose we have data items of the data value, and we compute to one mean value, and we compute a standard deviation from the formula that I shown you. And if we plot from in this form, then roughly 68%, then this has 95% and this has 99. Normal distribution, if you know, then what we observed in practice, human being and most of the natural phenomena, they are mapped by this normal distribution. Somebody has explored it, and he or she has argued that most of the, even suppose human intelligence has to be observed, then it is said that most of the people are normal, few people are abnormal, and few people are more super intelligent like. So the plot becomes like that, and those kind of people who are abnormal or who are highly intelligent, they belong to the extreme size of this plot. So from mu to 2 plus, so sometimes we'll have discussion detail here. One slide you will find on my home page in search methodology, somewhere some slides I have kept. So you can go through those slides in detail. So graphic display of the basic statistical descriptions. Box plot is one histogram, quantile plot, quantile plot, scatter plot. So I stop here, and rest we will discuss in next class.